Well, let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Holly Schneidewin is the grand poobah over there, good friend of ours, and she does an outstanding job of providing really just the right type of mortgage services you need if you're thinking about buying a house. It's a big decision. For most people, it's the biggest purchase they make, and Eagle Mortgage can help you through it. We always recommend that if you are about ready to go into the house hunting battle, be armed with a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport or online at eaglemortgagecompany.com. Trenton, the big news this week, we're making progress. University of Nebraska Medical Center. The Board of Regents, in an 8-0 vote, approved the university's plans to start planning, and that means they would go hire the companies that will put this all together. But they're basically starting off with a $2.19. Let's call it $2.2 billion academic medical hospital complex. This is essentially phase one of what we have been calling Project Next, but the name has been changed for this phase to Project Health. But this will be the part that is, I say just, it's $2.2 billion, but just the academic and clinical part, not the federal part. The federal part will come later on, we hope, and would be somewhat separate. But this would be on a 7-acre site, southeast corner, Saddle Creek and Farnham. Construction could begin by early 2025 on that project.
Okay, now, when you talked about Board of Regents and you said $2.2 billion, for a second I was very scared that they were talking about Memorial Stadium. And I was like, $450 million, well, for, 1/5 of the stadium. Oh, okay, that'll help us win. But thank God you're talking about health and the project that we've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen, and the next project, or whatever they're going to call it, has to do with the Homeland Security, Department of Defense, 8,700 jobs, high-paying jobs. It was like 140,000 construction workers or something. It was some crazy amount of construction workers.
Maybe not 140,000, but a big number to be sure. And
maybe it was not 140,000, but it was in the tens of thousands over time.
Oh, over time. Okay. Maybe it's like staff hours or something like that. But
$1.6 million.
3 billion staff hours. But this phase does not include the federal part. And so we hope that still happens. But it was somewhat concerning in the World Herald article about this story. Chancellor Jeffrey Gold from UNMC said he is guardedly optimistic that the federal component to this will happen, which is not nearly as strong a language as was used in the past. Now, the Board of Regents in this meeting also approved $87 million for the core building. The core building will be part administrative. It'll be a 6-story building on the southwest corner of Saddle Creek and Farnham, so essentially across the street to the west of this new major hospital addition at the Med Center. 6 stories, 2 office floors, and 4 laboratory floors. Construction for that could begin by the end of this year.
But are they going to do the cap going across to the...
It is being designed...
over Saddle Creek.
It is being designed to add that at a later point, but as it was expressed on Thursday at the Board of Regents meeting, that is not happening right now.
So what we're talking about was the early renderings, which is probably a year or two old. They talked about connecting that campus with a grassy knoll, for lack of a better explanation, over Saddle Creek. They would be driven under by vehicle traffic and then walkable.
Yeah, they call it a lid, and it'd be like part paved patio plaza and then part, as Trenton said, lawn and landscaping on that. I think that is part of the vision still, but it sounds like it's not immediate. The renderings that I saw Thursday do show the cap not there yet, but they do show a pedestrian skywalk.
But do you realize that if it's over $2 billion of the local stuff that they're working on, which will aid the patient base that comes probably internationally, once they add the government portion of that, it's going to be $5 billion plus.
Yeah, and then there'll be new things to come, and so it's a very exciting time at the Med Center and what it means for the entire Omaha metropolitan area. Hey, Children's Hospital and Medical Center has a new name. It is now Children's Nebraska. In fact, the signs have gone up. Children's is the largest and, well, frankly, the only full-service pediatric healthcare center in the state. And finally, we have new life for a long defunct golf course. The Skyline Woods Golf Course, 217th and West Center Road, has been closed since 2005. But a local businessman developer has purchased this 110-acre course, plans to turn it into a country club. Construction could begin in 24 or 25. I think the neighbors would be thrilled if that happened.
Well, they've been through a lot in the last 10, 15 years where it's gone to weed and everything else. And people have tried to build on it, and the neighbors didn't like that. And this is a longtime resident with a big house there named Dennis Serco, who sold, I think it's called DXP now, but it was Precision Industries, Precision Bearing. He was second-generation owner for that. And so I welcome it. The question is, they didn't talk about how it gets paid for and what kind of assessments and things like that. The neighbors all seem pretty excited about it. They had torn down, and I remember going to weddings and stuff there, and so that all that has to be rebuilt.
And that is your news of the week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.